All right, everyone, hello. This is Shepard, and today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the new Wilds trailer. There's a lot of people making these videos. I figured I'd make one, just give my thoughts on it. I don't know if I'm going to catch anything new. I don't know if I'm going to uncover some secret thing that hadn't yet been described by some other of those YouTube personalities out there, but I thought I would just give my 2 cents about what I think. So I guess we'll just start from the beginning. So, I mean, obvious callbacks to, the start of For You. You've got a little bit of a sand skiff sort of looking thing. And then, like, immediately you're presented with just, like these immensely beautiful characters. Like, I know, like, Dragon's Dogma 2, and in Resident Evil, like, we've seen some, like, really good-looking characters, but god damn, they got sexed up? Which, I mean, I guess is fine. I mean, if you make good-looking characters, make good-looking characters. I don't think we need to spend a lot of time, like, beating ourselves over the head, whether or not these characters are supposed to be throwbacks, if not direct connections to 4 Ultimate. The Gemma here has, like, about 1 million callbacks to 4U. The hairstyle from Little Miss Forge, the little plushie from the Guildmarm, dwarven goggles around her neck, the similar hair. If anything, it makes me a little bit uncomfortable that somebody who was previously known as Little Miss Forge has grown up to somebody named Gemma, but I mean, I guess it's been 14 years. As for Alma, I mean, we don't know. She doesn't necessarily have to be anyone's daughter. She can just be somebody brand new. She does definitely give heavy... I work as a barista while I'm getting my undergraduate in sociology, which I can only say because I got an undergraduate in sociology. So that's fine. But I mean, that's okay. A different style. She seems nice. It feels to me like a correction from the Handler. Not that I thought the Handler was that bad, but she will be your handler. Seems like she's maybe made a little bit less energetic because some people had complaints about energetic handlers. As for the child, people are saying, like, that's a 4U character too, but I'm pretty sure he is, like, from the Forbidden Lands. If you didn't know, the website has information here saying he's from the Forbidden Lands. They're all saying, like, oh, we're going to hopefully find them soon. Presumably, he's from either a village or, from sort of a monster attack. He has some sort of information in terms of wanting to either find his family or find the monster that got his family or his town or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know that every single character in this game has to be an immediate throwback to 4U. But that appears to be what it is. Monsters look amazing. The herd looks way better in actual game. Looks very natural. Reminds you of Monster Hunter World. You've got tons of endemic life all over these guys. They're presumably going to be a pretty big part of the gameplay. Like, it's very clear they didn't just make these herd dynamics just for the sake of making them. They're clearly going to be integrated into the gameplay in the same way that mounting and then riding and let's not talk about monster riding as similar to those other things have been in the past. Hiding might still be in the game, which that's interesting. Slinger's back. Seems like it's a lot more focused on just picking up and throwing things. Although it does seem like it's going to have moves, which we're going to look at in just a little bit. That seems okay. I like the Slinger. Everybody's freaking out like, oh, Clutch Claw's back. Like, it's not going to be 1-for-1. Like, people didn't like it. They're not going to force it back into the game. So we're in the Forbidden Lands now. Guild has sent us out to these Forbidden Lands. There's going to be, probably quite a bit of biodiversity now in these new monsters. Tongue looks amazing. Like, when I saw that, I'm like, holy crap. Like, they get some of the Resident Evil guys going up or over a building. to kind of help develop like liquor-like aspects of this guy, the Chatacabra. Looks really good. So one thing I got a little nervous of and everyone else is freaking out about is the Seek Rat picking you up off the ground. Bear in mind that like when you're on the ground, you're invincible anyways for the most part. And the Seek Rat picking you up would seemingly speed that up and then, you know, work as a transition to heal or sharpen, or it looked like there are certain moves you can do from jumping off the Seek Rat. My guess is it's not going to be unlimited. The Seek Rat gauge, or maybe the Seek Rat itself, can be damaged. Maybe he'll have to run away for a little while. Maybe that ability is on a cooldown. I don't think it's going to be unlimited. Like if we go into the game and it's nonstop, you get knocked down and every single time you push your Seek Rat button and then you get picked up. I wouldn't like that. But I think it's still too early to say whether or not that is a thing. As for the Horde battles, like I really had no idea how this would work. But it would appear that even though all of them look like large monsters and probably do share similar movesets, you know, there's one that's a different color that is clearly going to be like the main monster of that pack and probably has like the majority of health. So there we go. There's a jumping Seek Rat attack. I think that's cool. That's interesting. You know, is there full-on mounting in the game? We'll go into a scene relatively soon that might suggest that there may not be. They might have removed it. You know, mounting was added in 4, continued and evolved a little bit going into World, changed into a completely different thing in Rise. I'm assuming that it's going to be different in this game as well. So this character pose, this is apparently focus mode. And one thing that, you know, we kind of got to pull for some additional information is the Monster Hunter Wilds website. And so the website describes focus mode. Focus mode allows you to aim your attacks and guard abilities. So normally when you attack in Monster Hunter, you're just attacking with whatever direction you're going in against. You can't really aim, you know, outside of like a bowgun. So presumably focus mode will allow us to actually target aim our attack, target aim our guards, which is different. Use focus mode to pinpoint monster weaknesses, which can be targeted with special new attacks that will deal big damage. So you will be aiming your attack or guard and then be given special moves that you can use to attack or guard with. Focus mode also has this thing here. It says, by making it easier to space yourself and aim your attacks during hunts, focus mode will make it even easier for players of all stripes to get on the hunting action. So, you know, it's a little confusing. Like, is it is it a permanent mode? I feel like, again, like Seek Rat, it must have a cooldown, a gauge, a resource that you have to build and then spend. But I've been saying for a while now, not only do I think Wilds is going to come out on the Switch too, I feel like there's a reasonable chance that this game might end up coming out on phones. Is focus mode an attempt to make it easier for people that are brand new to Monster Hunter to be able to actually aim in a way like Monster Hunter now will let you just target a weak spot and aim at that? Am I positive or negative on that? I mean, again, it's hard to say, you know? I mean, I love the manual aiming aspect of Monster Hunter. Slow manual aiming has always been the draw to me from the series from the very beginning. You know, using a clunky greatsword and having to really time your attacks is always great. I don't know. We're going to be getting a full hunt in about a week, so we'll know a lot better then. One mild complaint is, you know, hit stop appears almost non-existent. Blood, you gotta like zoom in to see it. So that's a little bit tough. Other thing to point out here is you can kind of make out what might be scout flies hanging around weak spots. Also, it is confirmed from the Japanese Twitter, maybe Japanese website, repeatedly attacking one spot will now act as tenderizing. I'm fine with that. I mean, it's fine. You know, if that's if the monsters are built from the ground up to be built around tenderizing, that's okay. You know, it took a long time for Iceborne to feel good with tenderizing, and so they're definitely taking that feedback into consideration going into this game. I think they just want to make it easier for people to break hard spots if they really want to go for that hard spot. Okay. It's still not going to be as good as a weak spot. Yeah, by the way, yeah, that guy is probably the Ace Lancer. Okay, it's fine. Protagonist, default male protagonist looks great. Default female protagonist also looks great. I'm sure the character creator is going to be just as good, if not better, than Dragon's Dogma 2, so we could all have that to look forward to. Hopefully they give that to us before the game comes out in addition to a demo. It probably will. And so this final thing here is, this might be in lieu of writing. You might just have these dynamic QTEs with monsters. And I know some people are like, I hate QTEs. I don't want to play it. I mean, what do you think mounting is? You hold a button and then you mash a button. If this is like a faster, more efficient way of getting like the little mounting game over, I'm all for it. Fine by me. So what are my biggest takeaways? I'll start with my criticisms first. The hit stop and the blood. I think mods will probably take care of the blood. We'll figure that out. We've always figured that out before in terms of World and in terms of Rise. In terms of the hit stop, like, I don't know. It was almost non-existent in Rise, and it's not looking much better in this game, so maybe we just need to see the full hunt in about a week before I start doom posting about hit stop. Graphics themselves look amazing. This is a huge step up from that first trailer. The characters look amazing. The monsters look even better than I thought they would. I thought, and again, it's Rathalos. I thought the Rathalos from the very first sneak peek trailer looked okay. And it's clear that they're really putting a lot of time and effort into the monster models. As for anything else, there's 2 weapon swapping. It was confirmed on Japanese Twitter that you can use 2 of even the same weapons. So if you wanted to constantly rotate through 2 different types of greatswords, you could. I don't know if it's clear or not whether or not the weapon gets sharpened or reloaded. I get the sense that it wouldn't. That'd be kind of funny. I mean, you would just why would you ever sharpen? You would just pull out the weapon again. But maybe that's intentional. Maybe they want to keep weapon downtime to a minimal for this game. That's definitely not entirely out of the question. As for hunting monsters, is it open world? I mean, it's not that different necessarily than going on an expedition and hunting a monster, right? You could still do that in, any of the current games and get rewards for it. It does sound like you'll get even more rewards for it, kind of a little bit more seamless in Wilds, which that sounds nice. Armor design looks great. Seekrat looks great. Overall, everything looks great. I mean, if anything, now we're only left with more questions about how everything's going to flow together. And I think, it's nice of them. They've already confirmed there's going to be a full hunt in a week. It'll be on June 7th. It's going to be right during the Game Awards or the Summer Game Fest. So look forward to that. Everyone was freaking out about the focus mode counter. They're like, you've got the Frontier Run. I don't think you're going to be Frontier running around with your weapon. I think it is just, an aspect of that counter. I think you counter with that move, you get the topple, and then you're able to move in fast using the slinger in some way. Whether it's automatic or manually triggered to close the distance, I don't know. I don't think we're at the point where extreme style is mainline just yet. But who knows? I guess time will tell. All right, so I think that's it. I will come back to analyze the new content in another week when they actually show it off. So look forward to that then. Thank you all again for watching. I love you. Goodbye.